There was a time in Oliver Grant's life when he thought everything was a joke. At 23, freshly graduated from a top-tier university with honors in psychology. He was smart, brilliant even, but his brilliance often turned sour. He had a tendency to mock others for their ignorance, laugh at uncomfortable situations, and use his wit like a weapon. It wasn't out of malice. At least that's what he told himself. It was just the way he coped with a world he felt he understood better than most. But life had its way of teaching Oliver that intelligence was not measured by how quick you were to laugh at others. It was measured by restraint, humility, and deep understanding. It all began with his first job. Oliver joined a corporate firm in New York as a behavioral analyst. His manager, Samantha Reed, was a sharp and intuitive woman in her early 40s. From day one, she noticed Oliver's intellect and his arrogance. During meetings, if someone misunderstood a concept or made a miscalculation, Oliver would chuckle or offer sarcastic commentary under his breath. One day, during a team brainstorming session, a new intern named Kevin fumbled through a presentation. Nervous and visibly sweating, Kevin confused correlation with causation, and Oliver let out an audible laugh. The room went silent. Kevin stood there, frozen, his hands shaking. After the meeting, Samantha called Oliver into her office. "Do you know why I asked you to come in?" she asked, her voice calm but stern. "I guess because I embarrassed the intern," he said with a half-smile. Samantha leaned back in her chair. "Oliver, being intelligent is not about proving you're smarter than someone else. Real intelligence is knowing when not to laugh. There are 6 situations where an intelligent person never laughs. And if you want to grow, not just professionally but as a person, you need to understand this." Oliver raised an eyebrow. 6 situations. She nodded. "Let me tell you a story. You're smart, so let's see if it sinks in. The first situation, when someone is dreaming big." Samantha began. "When I was younger, just an intern like Kevin, I once said in a team meeting that I wanted to become the head of global operations one day. People laughed. Not directly but quietly. They smirked, rolled their eyes. Except one person. My mentor, Mr. Thomas, pulled me aside after and said, 'Don't let their laughter define your destiny.'" She looked at Oliver. "Kevin made a mistake today. But he's dreaming big. An intelligent person never laughs at someone chasing a dream, no matter how impossible it looks. Because one day, they might be the ones giving you orders." Oliver shifted in his seat. That made sense. The second situation. When someone is expressing their emotions. Samantha continued. "Years ago, I attended a leadership conference. One of the speakers broke down crying mid-speech while talking about the loss of his daughter. Some people laughed uncomfortably. They thought it was weakness. But I saw strength. Takes courage to feel. To express. To be vulnerable in public." He paused. "Only a fool laughs when someone cries, when someone opens up, when someone shows their soul. An intelligent person understands that emotions are not entertainment. They're evidence of our humanity." Oliver felt a lump rise in his throat. He remembered mocking a friend once for crying after a breakup. At the time, he thought it was harmless teasing. Now he wasn't so sure. The third situation. When someone makes a mistake due to ignorance. "Let me ask you something," Samantha said. "Do you think knowledge is power?" "Absolutely," Oliver replied. "But what's more powerful?" she asked. "Knowledge or compassion?" Oliver hesitated. "An intelligent person never laughs at ignorance," she continued. "Because ignorance is just a lack of exposure. You were fortunate to study at an Ivy League school. But imagine someone raised in a struggling household, working since 16, who never got a chance to learn the basics. Is it fair to mock them for what they don't know?" That struck a nerve. His own cousin, Kyle, had dropped out of school to work after their uncle died. Oliver used to tease him for not knowing simple facts about history or science. Now it felt cruel. The fourth situation. When someone is struggling financially. "Money doesn't define a person," Samantha said firmly. "One of the worst traits I've seen in so-called intelligent people is mocking those who are poor." She told Oliver about an old janitor, Mr. Rickman, who used to clean the building. People avoided him, laughed at his tattered clothes, his slow movements. But years later, Samantha learned that Mr. Rickman had once been a war veteran who lost everything while paying for his wife's cancer treatment. He swept floors to survive, to preserve his dignity. No intelligent person laughs at poverty, she said, because it takes no wisdom to be rich. But it takes strength to stay honorable while broke. The fifth situation. When someone is trying something for the first time. You ever see a toddler walk? Samantha asked suddenly. Oliver smiled. Yeah, they stumble around like little drunks. Exactly, she said. Now imagine if you mocked that toddler for falling. He frowned. That would be awful. Yet adults do it all the time to each other. Someone tries public speaking for the first time and stutters. Laughed at. Someone tries dancing and trips. Laughed at. Someone writes a poem and shares it online. Laughed at. She leaned forward. True intelligence is in encouragement, not mockery. Because you remember your first try too. Only difference is, you had someone cheering instead of laughing. Oliver thought of his neighbor, Ellie, who once uploaded a cringy singing video and was bullied online for it. He had sent a laughing emoji himself. Now he felt ashamed. The sixth situation. When someone is suffering from a mental health issue. Samantha's voice softened. This one's close to my heart. She shared the story of her brother, Trevor, who had battled depression silently for years. No one saw it coming. He was the life of every party, the joker, the social butterfly. One day he took his own life. After his funeral, Samantha found out many of his friends used to laugh at his weird behavior, his mood swings, his social withdrawal. An intelligent person never laughs at someone's pain, especially the kind they can't see, she said. Mental health isn't weakness. It's illness. We don't laugh at someone with a broken leg. Why laugh at someone with a broken heart or mind? By now, Oliver was silent. Over the next few weeks, something inside Oliver began to shift. At work, he offered to mentor Kevin. Instead of mocking his mistakes, he helped him improve. One day, Kevin walked into Oliver's office and said, "Thanks, man. You're the first person who didn't make me feel like a joke." Oliver smiled and replied, "I used to. But someone smarter than me set me straight." He began visiting his cousin Kyle more often and even helped him get a part-time job at the firm. He sent Ellie a message, apologizing for his comment on her video, and encouraged her to keep singing. He even attended one of her open mic nights. She cried after the show, not from nerves but from gratitude. At home, Oliver called his old college roommate who had once opened up about anxiety. Back then, Oliver had laughed it off. Now he just listened. Really listened. And slowly, Oliver learned that intelligence wasn't just about grades, IQ points, or how fast you could shut Sumio.